Hi guys, welcome to today's video. Today is actually going to be the 7 ways that I feel like I have simplified motherhood and just made my life a ton easier. And they're things that are really simple to do that really anybody can do. So let's get right into it. So the very first thing that I feel like completely changed my life, and that is grocery pickup. I cannot even tell you the last time that I did a full grocery shop in the actual store. I mean, I still do run into the grocery store every once in a while to grab one or two things, but to grab my weekly groceries, I always do grocery pickup. And I do it for 2 reasons. One is because if you grocery shop through grocery pickup a lot, they will offer you like your regular items. So there'll be a list that's like a quick add section. And so, really, after you do it a few times, it really is super streamlined, super quick to just get the groceries that you're getting, as opposed to going down every single aisle and spending over an hour fighting with all the other people. So, it's just a ton quicker for me. The second reason that I really like grocery pickup is it really helps me stay in my grocery budget because I can see the price of the items that I'm getting right there. I'm really bad about going to the grocery store and just grabbing things, throwing them in my cart because I'm usually hungry when I go to the grocery store, which is a terrible thing to do, but it's just the way that I am. And I will get there, I'll throw all this stuff in my cart, and I will just completely blow my grocery budget out of the water. So, grocery pickup is really just a super lifesaver, and I really think that it's a great hack that you should just add into your life, and it'll just make things a lot easier. Also, going to the grocery store with a toddler, especially if they don't like to stay in the cart, is just absolutely insane. And so, if you're doing grocery pickup, then they can just, they're contained to their car seat. So, worst case scenario, they're crying in their car seat, but it only takes 5 minutes as opposed to like the hour or however long it would take you to be in the grocery store. The second way that I have really just kind of streamlined life with a toddler is I have all sorts of snacks all the time, just pre-ready snacks. I have kind of given up the idea that I'm going to be one of those moms that makes every single meal, makes every single snack. I did make a lot of my own purees and baby food at the very beginning, but I just now we just don't really have time for that when it comes to like homemade snacks and anything like that. So honestly, I am continuously getting a lot of the Gerber snacks. I mean, they have different brands too, and I'm not opposed to the different brands, but I'm getting puffs and I'm getting the Cheetos and I'm getting the yogurt bites, and then I'm getting string cheese and, Go-Gurts and all the snacks, like all the snacks all the time. And not only that, but I also have a Costco membership, and I know that they have these at the regular grocery store too. I just have a Costco membership, and so I get them there, but I get like the little packets of goldfish and the little packets of graham crackers, and I'm sure I'll get the little packages of chips when she's older and stuff like that, so that you have the single serve snacks. And I carry a lot of those in my bag with me. They're in the bag, they're in the diaper bag, and they're at home, and it's super easy because it's a single serving. You don't have to take the whole big container with you. Makes things a lot easier. I also, at Costco, every time I'm there, I will grab 3 or 4 of their like pre-made meals and keep them in the freezer. They are not in the freezer section at Costco. They're refrigerated, but I'll bring them home and I'll freeze them, and that way if there's a night that I really don't feel like cooking, but I want to make something for dinner, I can just pop one of those in the oven. And so having like pre-ready snacks, pre-ready meals has really just streamlined things, especially if there's a day that we didn't expect to be busy, but it is. The third way that I feel like I've really streamlined some things is probably something that is going to sound really bad, but it's toddler chores. And when I say that, I don't mean that like I'm making my 1.5-year-old like clean the floors and, do the dishes or anything like that. But I do give her tasks to do. So like when we change her diaper, it's her job to then take the diaper and throw it in the trash, unless it's like a super gross diaper, then obviously I'll do it. But if it's just a regular diaper change, and she absolutely loves it, she gets super excited, she'll like run in and throw it in the trash. So that's done 2 things. One, it's given her some sort of responsibility, and 2, it's taught her what the word trash means. So now when she finds something on the floor and we don't learn how, we'll be like, oh, that's ucky, throw it in the trash. And then that like registers with her that, oh, throwing something in the trash is something fun that I like to do, so I am going to go take it to the trash instead of putting whatever it is in her mouth or playing with whatever it is. So it's really been super helpful. Another thing that we have done with her is at the end of the day, we will pick up toys. We don't do this every single night, I'm not going to lie, but when we're done playing and it's before bedtime, we'll just tell her to pick up, and I'll show her, I'll obviously be picking up with her, and she will pick up her toys. Another thing that has done is obviously, one, told her what pick up means, but two, throughout the day, sometimes she has started to like make a game of picking her toys up. So like when she's done with her blocks, she will put them back in the bag because she just thinks that's part of the process. And so it has really just made things easier because she's understanding basic things that we're going to want her to do a lot in the future. She's doing them now, and it's kind of a fun activity for her, but it's also teaching her some sort of responsibility. The last thing that I can think of right now that comes to mind is she loves to help my husband fold the laundry. And really, that one isn't anything that has really taught her anything except, responsibility or like how to accomplish a task or something like that. It hasn't taught her a word or anything like that, but she absolutely loves helping him. So she'll like grab something out of the basket and then she'll just hold it there until my husband's ready to take it and fold it. She likes to do it. It's something they do together. I'm a really lucky woman because I can't even tell you the last time that I did laundry. But anyways, the fourth thing that I really have just embraced as a toddler mom is to have a semi-flexible schedule. I can't even tell you how stressed I was trying to get a set schedule about everything. I wanted her to eat at the same time, sleep at the same time, wake up at the same time, all the things. And that is just not our lifestyle. And I obviously have some sort of schedule within like an hour. So she will do things around the same time, but it's not so strict that if something happens and we have a weird day or we're doing something during what would typically be a nap window, she's not so set to a schedule that it completely throws her off and ruins our day. And that's been super helpful, especially as it's gotten nicer out, because a lot of weekends we will be going places, going outside, going to get landscaping stuff, all this stuff, and a lot of times it will be during her typical nap window. And she still will either just like nap in the car or she'll nap a few hours later than normal, and it just works. And it's also super helpful when it comes to mealtime, because if we're going out to dinner with somebody and it's an hour later than what we would typically eat at home, doesn't completely throw her off, doesn't do anything. And honestly, it has just really taken a lot of the stress off of me about making sure that I have to have everything planned to a T every single day. That is just super stressful for me. I'm a huge planner, but I don't want it to be minute by minute. If I go to town, I don't want to say, okay, I have 48 minutes before I have to get Aurora home so I can put her down for a nap. I want to be able to go to town, get what I need to get, do what I need to do, and if it takes a little bit of extra time, it's not a huge deal. So that's just been a ton easier for me, is to have a flexible schedule. And it's honestly a lot more important now than it was when she was a newborn. When she was a newborn, I actually really enjoyed having a pretty set schedule because it did help her sleep a lot better, because she was sleeping a lot more throughout the day. And so if she didn't get the naps that she was supposed to get, it was absolutely awful. Whereas now she's only taking one nap. So if it's shifted a little bit, it's not as big of a deal. The fifth thing is something that's super simple, and it is that I actually just have her take showers with me instead of doing like a full-blown bath routine and taking all the time to fill up the bathtub. And she loves baths, so she does get to take them sometimes. It's just not every single time she needs a bath or a shower. But when she's in there, she loves it so much that she wants to be in there for like an hour. And we don't always have an hour to do it. So almost always she will just take a shower with me. She'll sit on the floor, and she has like bath toys and she has some stuff up on the sides, and she plays with those while I take my shower. And then after I'm done, I just rinse her off and we get it done. It's super quick, 10 minutes, we're in and out. And then a bath is actually like a treat that she gets, not something that's a necessity in our house. The sixth thing that is super, super helpful is I buy multiples of a lot of things. And when I say a lot of things, I mean a lot of things, like where you really only need one. I will buy 2 or 3 of them and I will have them like strategically placed either throughout the house, or like I'll have a home one and a diaper bag one instead of worrying about transferring it back and forth. And there's a lot of things where I have one upstairs and I have one downstairs, and it has just been really helpful so that, one, now that Aurora is a toddler, she does tend to run off with things sometimes. And so if I go there and it's not there, and I don't necessarily have 20 minutes to figure out that she stashed it under the couch, then I know, okay, I have another one in the bag, or I have another one upstairs, or something like that. And so it's been super helpful to have multiples of items. So some things that I have multiples of are hairbrushes, combs. I have different bottles of lotion all over the place. I have multiple fingernail clippers. I have tons of sippy cups. I have an actual sippy cup for the nursery. I have a sippy cup for downstairs. I have a sippy cup for the diaper bag. And then I have another sippy cup that's for not water, whether that's, juice, milk, whatever. She really doesn't drink anything besides water. She's just not super interested in it, but I do still give her milk at least once a day. We try it, and so there's a specific milk cup. It's just super helpful for us to have multiples of a lot of things. Makes my life easier. And last thing that has really just made my life a lot simpler is that I have allowed my house to look like a toddler lives in it. And don't get me wrong, I'm not some like super clean freak. My house is always spotless and clean. But I did have this idea that your house needs to be something that's super aesthetic and always, got a theme, or always, Pinterest worthy. And, it's just not realistic. One, we don't have the money right now where we're at to completely renovate our house and buy all the bougie matching furniture. And, honestly, I would love to have a super Pinterest house, and it's just really not the situation. Like, one, because like I said, we are not in a position where we can just come in and completely remodel our house to make it exactly what we want. And two, we have a 1.5-year-old, and she is a walking ball of destruction. And so we have to make our house realistic for the fact that she's here. And so there are going to be, things that are baby proofed, and that's not super aesthetically pleasing. And there are toys everywhere. We don't have a dedicated toy room, and so there are toys all over our living room. I can actually specifically remember one of our family friends coming over when Aurora was like 4 months old, and she's like, wow, she's like, it doesn't even look like you have a baby. And like when Aurora was a newborn, that was easy because she didn't have a lot of things yet. And that same family friend came over at New Year's, and she was like, wow, she's like, now I can tell that you have a kid, because there's toys all over the living room. And usually there's like a path from one end of my house to the other of things that Aurora had played with and then gotten tired of and things like that. So I've just really taken a lot of the pressure off of myself to make sure that my house is always super aesthetic and put together. And I've just accepted that I live with a toddler, and in this phase of life that we're in, it's going to look like I live with a toddler, and that's okay. I'm not going to stress myself out over it. I'm not going to make sure that I get everything done, everything clean, everything picked up every single day. I'm going to spend more time playing with my daughter and doing things with my family. And, the stuff that gets done around the house, it'll get done eventually. It may not get done today, but it will get done. And again, that's just taken a lot of the pressure off me and just really made motherhood less overwhelming. I really hope that you found some of these things super helpful and gives you some ideas of ways that you can help streamline your life and just eliminate some of your stress and make things a little bit easier. So I really hope that you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't seen this video yet, I would watch this one next. Thanks so much. I'll see you next time. Bye.